Hi, I'm Gary Jenkins, and welcome to the beauty of oil painting. Well, I've got a really cool painting to show you that we're going to be working on today. Let's take a look at it up here. They're just kind of wild daisies up here. They have a name, but I don't even remember what the name. Maybe I'll come up with the name that they are, but I don't remember what they are. I don't even remember. I know a rose and I know a poppy and the rest of the flowers. I don't really care what they're called because all I care about is the color. Look at how the stems swing up there. This has a nice curve to it. We don't want our stems straight. Look at the nice color. Floral painting is all color, 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 color. Look at the canvas I'm working on up here. This is a 14 by 18. Oh, and the daisies are called G-E-R-B-E-R-A, Gerbera daisies. Catherine, my wife, she's holding these signs up for me, and good grief. Gerbera? Gerbera. Who cares? God, goes on and on. This is just a wonderful painting to do. Let's come up here and get something going. Oh boy, let's come down the palette. God, I got all hung up on the name. I can't even get my stuff going here. This medium is made up of linseed oil and odorless turp. That's what's in this little jar. And I have a big bucket of turp over here that I clean my brushes off so I can paint this painting that's called whatever it is. Who cares? Let's take a little green and, Sailor Red Rose Green and a touch of sienna. This is good old oil paint. Oh boy, you know what? I didn't talk to you about this canvas I have up here. I'm using oil paint, but on here, this is acrylic, which is a water-based paint. And I use a fairly large brush and I mush my color around. It's white out here. I've got some purples and I have some greens and blacks. And notice the brush work. This jump starts your imagination. It's really great to start with stuff like this to get your flowers on there that I don't even know the name of them. They look like I'm just going to call them wild daisies because I can't even pronounce it. Let's come up. Now I've got a thin coat of turp on here, by the way, linseed, which helps the paint spread around. Now I'm going to come up with the side, and we're going to get our stems going. Plenty of stems. Well, not plenty, but don't get too many, but just about 4 or 5 going. And it has little things coming off, maybe a little shot in there. Try not to have the space in between your stems exactly the same. We're going to come up off the canvas, and we curve. I want to pick a line up here, and there's a leaf. Let's do it slow. It's the front of your brush, which must come to a chisel. This is a filbert. Straight in, turn to the side, and as you come, you twist it back to the tip. Let a little pressure on there. You see that? You see it? Whoop. Now you can come down. We'll pick up a little green and sienna. Now let's sneak this color over, and on the end, let's pick up a little yellow. Let's see, maybe a little of this, maybe a little of that. You never know. Let's experiment. Let's play. Let's see what that does. Whoa, look at that. You see the dark we got and a little bit of green? You don't even have to plan it. It doesn't really matter what color you pick up as long as it's sort of an earthy tone. There's another one there. Look at it. Ooh. We can come out here and push. And there's a bud. We'll come out here and push. And there's a bud. We'll come out here and there's a bud. And if you wanted to add a little red to our buds, we'll come down here. This isn't even in the painting I'm working from. Who cares? I don't even know the name of it. We're going to take a little green, sap green, and put a little hood on top. You see? You see? You see how that works? Don't be uptight. Don't take yourself seriously. And let's just let it happen. We have another one here. Another one here. Remember, I have linseed on the canvas. And with that linseed on top of the dry acrylic, you guys, when you try this stuff, you're going to love it. Because the acrylic seals up the canvas. I'm using the best canvas out there. This is a portrait ultra smooth canvas. And it is the best. But the acrylic helps to dry it up, or seal it up even more. Down on our palette, what do we have down here? Look at the wonderful color. We have reds. We have, oh, phthalo red rose. Now, it's hard to tell the color of the paint when it comes right out of the tube. Maybe I'll take a knife over here. Let's take a little white, and let's just mix it. And you can see that beautiful pink. That's what phthalo red rose does. We'll come over here and we'll take white and a touch of yellow, orange, and that gives us this color. Many times you can take one color and bring it on over and mix it with the phthalo red rose and white, so you get this sort of a peachy color. Isn't that wonderful? And we'll come over here and we pick up a little yellow. You see how we can mix color? We can come over, take a touch of blue. So mix up color. Just play on your palette with color. You'll be amazed at what you can do. You know, we're all spoiled. We go and we buy a tube of paint, and we go and we squeeze it out. In the old days, Rembrandt's time, Van Gogh time, what did they have to do? They had to take the pigment, pour it in a mixing jar. They had to take the linseed, pour it in. Can you imagine halfway through a painting, you run out of yellow? Oh, geez, I got to mix this up. And you pour them in, and you go. Now what do? We take a tube of paint, squeeze it out, and we go. We're spoiled. Yeah, yes, we are. Let's get some of these no-name flowers in there. Flowers that I don't even know the name. This series, this show, is going to be on how to use your filbert. Let's come down. We'll pick up some crimson, and we'll use the side of your brush. Now, this doesn't match the painting. Who cares? We're going to call these flowers no-name flowers. We're going to block it in. I push down and pull up, and we're just going to let that sit there. We're going to come down and pick up our crimson. We're going to have another one here. Notice how I overlap. And with that linseed on top, on top of that acrylic, boy, whew, you're going to love it. Watch all our shows, guys. We are going to get into so much stuff, it's going to blow you away. It's going to change your life. At least it'll change your painting life. Because it's going to open up so many creative ways to paint that you won't even want to go to sleep at night. Or you'll lie in bed and you're going to go, oh, I just watched that Jenkins show and he did this and he said that and I want to try this and I want to try that. Yes, we're going to open up a whole creative world for you. Because basically, guys, you know, I've had 4 years of art schools, so what I'm showing you, a lot of good basic stuff, but I'm one of those rare, weird guys that are on television that not only do I paint on TV for you, but I also have my work in many of the fine art galleries. So I have the ability not only to show you how to get through a painting rather quickly, but I also have the ability to paint and slow down and show my work in many of the fine art galleries where they're getting big bucks for them. So I have the best of both worlds. Most of the people out there you see on TV, they won't even let them in the fine art galleries because their work isn't good enough. I said it, and I'm glad. I earned it. Look how old I am. I earned it. This is, oh, you know what? I want to take a minute and show you a painting that you probably could see on the back wall. And it is a painting that my wife did of a blue and gold macaw. A what? Scarlet macaw. Okay, look at that guy. And this is called, what is the name of this painting? Red Delicious. Thank you. Kathy's sitting off camera telling me all this stuff. Look at this thing. Now, look at me. This is a 36 by 36. It's a monster painting. But look at, let's come on down. I wanted to see the apple. I love this apple. Now, we worked from a photograph. Now, this bird, his what do you call it, claw, was just like this. So we went out and got a real apple, and we painted that real apple in there. The apple even has a dewdrop on it right there. Yes. And Catherine is going to be doing some of the shows. Let's come on up here. Some of the shows to show you some flowers, and maybe on somehow, somewhere, some way, either on a DVD video, technique video, or something, I want to show you guys how to paint these birds, because they are just a kick to do, and I think them as being flowers with wings because they're so colorful. Well, how are we doing with no name up here? Looks like we're doing okay. Green and sap green and yellow phthalo red rose. And we'll come up here and get a little stem on it. Okay, let's take and come on down to the palette, and we're going to pick up some crimson. So we want to, I work from dark to light, you know, all the time. So let's get another one in here. Oh, look at that crimson. Look at it go. Watch that stroke. It's push down and pull up, push down and pull up. And I want you to paint nice and loose and free. We're just going to go around and pick up, let's place our darks. By just placing your darks, it gives you a chance to see your composition before, here's a little red with the crimson, before we go in and pick out, whoa, look at that, whoa, hello, honey, hello. This paint has so much pigment in it that you have to, it's like a team of wild horses. You have to hold them back. Watch out for that paint that's soft, that doesn't have, it's full of fillers and just won't get it. This paint is wonderful. Let's come on down and get some crimson going. Now, we want to make our shapes different. Here we have some small ones. Now I'm going to put in a big one here. And coming around the front, they're foreshortened. I was teaching a class one time, and I was telling the students to make sure you foreshorten your petals. And a lady raised her hand. I said, yes. She says, well, if that's foreshortened, what happened to short number 1, short number 2, and short number 3? Don't ask me, guys. She just asked me. She thought there was there's more foreshortens than 4. Let's get a petal in here. We're going to take some orange. Look at, now watch how it curves. Curves, curves, curves. Curves the other way. Curve, curve, curve. Curve, curve. Look at it go. Look at it go. Now we're going to go right up the color wheel. What's the next color up from orange? Now, a lot of folks say, well, I want that brighter. So they'll put white in there. White won't get it. We have to come up and put yellow. Yellow will make it brighter. See? It still retains the color of the flower. If you go in there with white, it would get too pastel-y. All right. Look at it go. Bam! Bam! You curve your stroke in. That has energy. We have another one down here. Oh, wait a minute. Before we get into that, we're going to take a little green. I see this has a little dark. Woo! Now, a little dark center. And we'll come over that center just a little bit. Just as soon as you come over it, it just pushes it inside so that our little button sits in there. And let's see. Oh, now we have another one, but before we get into the biggie down here, I don't want to have to creep around back there. We'll take a little red and orange. This is the filbert. You notice the whole painting is done with this one brush. Not all of them are highlighted. Notice I just lost that. I put orange petals in, and it went against that orange button, and we need to darken that. There. Now, you see that? Just the little stuff. The little stuff. There, there, there. There's our highlight going in. Don't get nuts. We have one back here that I'm just going to barely bring out. Can you see the color showing through from the acrylic that we put in? Yeah, that's good stuff. We have a biggie. We're going to come down, and remember, I use a paper towel all the time in between colors. And make sure your towels are absorbent towels, very absorbent. They cost a little bit more, but it's well worth it. Into the medium. Remember, this is good old oil paint. And up we come. And we're going to, let's take a little sienna. And there we are. And this is gonna tie everything together. Watch it pick up. Oh yes, 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 yes. See it pick up the color in the back? Pull it in. That's a transparent color, that ochre. We're going to take a little green and stick in here. A little green. Clean the brush off because we're going into a lighter color. Well, let's take some of that where we were mixing color and having fun and overlap. Boing, 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 boing. Now watch the strokes. Some of them are short and some of them are long. Skinnies. Look at that. Going into our no-name flower. A little more on here. Short. Some of them you can curve, but not too many. Yes, yes. All right. Sometimes you'll have some petals in the middle. Can you see the energy? You see how those petals are just bursting out of that flower? We want burst. Let's call it burst energy. Our paint is full of pigment. We call it pigment power. Pigment power. Yes, yes, yes. You try that stuff with soft paint, and it ain't going to work. Boom, boom, boom. There's soft paint out there that's good, but make sure it has to have plenty of pigment. Not only is it soft, but it has pigment power. So many of your colors out there just are they're soft and they're mushy, and it's like working with butter, colored butter. You put it on and it just melts into nothing. We want to make sure that when we put look at that. A picture is worth 1,000 words. I don't have to say anything. You guys can see it. Let's take a little blue and yellow. Take this. Let's bring that stem out just a little bit. You see how important it is to bring that boom, boom, boom. We have some buds. Now, I've shown this before, and I want to show you this bud, how to do these little funny little buds. And I learned this from one of my students. I went around, I was teaching, and this lady did this bud, and I said, how did you do that? And she showed me, and I'm going to show it to you. So, we're going to take our red. That's the color of the bud. We'll take green on the tip. And there we have green on the tip, red towards the back of the metal. We're going to come up here. I hold one hand on top of the other, guys, because otherwise, if you try to do it like this, and we're going to come out skinny. Notice how I'm twisting, and then you push down. Well, what do you think? You think there's a bud under there? Let's see. Yes. Let's do it again, because I know you're out there going, hey, wait a minute, wait. That looks a little too easy. Let me show it to you again. Load up with red all the way back to the middle, especially on the side. Take some green on the tip, sap green. Let's do another one. Now, don't push down too hard because you want those stems to be skinny. Okay, what do you think? Do you think it's under there? Let's see. Ha-ha, yes, another one. I'm not going to go down and load up. Let's see if we don't load up again, what happens. Now this is just too easy. It's got to be more difficult than that. Okay, so let's make it, let's make it more difficult. Let's watch up here. Oh, this is hard. I'm sweating. I'm going to push down. Oh, this is so difficult for you guys. Oh, you're never going to learn this. Oh. There, I just made it harder for you. Now you feel better. Try this stuff in your paintings. We're going to put a little green hood on it. See? Up to the tip of the brush. Now, all this stuff I'm showing you is going to be in our technique tape for you, because I know this show goes so fast for you that it's hard to remember all of this stuff. Let's pull back and let's see. I'm looking at the whole painting. I'm going to just come down here and pick up. I just picked up a little more green and red. I'm going to have another little something here. Now, this doesn't have any red. You see, you could just use green because maybe these buds haven't opened yet. Sure. Now, it's a little skimpy on the bottom. So what we're going to do is come down to the palette. we're going to pick up a little green. Here's where you can play. Blue, green, whatever. And we're going to a little dark in there. Just kind of sneak in there with a little dark. And we're going to come out of there. And woo! Yes, push down and pull up. Another one here and here. Notice the action and the beauty of the whole thing. Remember, music. I play music when I'm painting. Music is very important to play. It sets the mood. You can play classical music if you like classical, or you can play other types of music. I like music from the 40s, but you can do what turns you on. Mm-hmm. Let's get another one right in here. You see? Let's do that stroke slow. Down. You see it's down? Now watch how I slowly twist the brush back. Now there's less pressure on it. And now right here is if I want to twist, I can. If not, you don't. So it's your option. It's your call. There. You see it? Now on these stems that we have on the bottom, I'm going to make them a little ragged on the bottom. And maybe a little something coming off. See? Maybe this has a little leaf over there. Stems are important, but don't make it so busy down here that the eye stays down there. We want the eye to flow around your canvas. We want it to have rhythm. As a famous guy once said, it ain't got that thing if it ain't got that swing. Duke Ellington. Yes, and paintings must have that swing. Your paintings must have rhythm. Your paintings must have your dark notes. They must have your high notes, just like in an orchestra. And all you're doing is standing there in front of this canvas, and you're leading your orchestra. Of course, your players in the orchestra are right down here on our palette. We have the drums, boom, 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 boom. We have the violins, which are just very quiet in the background. We have our dark greens, are hitting the bass notes. We have our phthalo red, rose, and white, for our high notes. So we're in command of our own orchestra. It doesn't get any better than that. Look at this thing. We're cooking. And I don't even know the name of the flowers, guys. We've got a couple little things over here. It doesn't matter. There's so many flowers out there with so many names. Whew. Here is another little touch of little bud. Mm-hmm. Now remember, not all it's got a little white on the end. Not all of your buds are going to have color. Actually, it's better if they don't. Now this could be maybe some pussy willows got in there. That kind of looks like that. Way up on the top, I think we want to add a little height to the painting. So I'm going to have a little guy. I'm going to take my crimson, a little red, a little guy up here. Remember, I have that linseed on there? Yeah, this is better. Which is, you see how, notice the curve? You see it? It's not just going straight up. Mm-hmm. Then we got a little turn on it. Ooh. And we don't want to forget, as we do that, to put a couple little shots, maybe a little pink with it. Maybe it's picking up some light from around. And if you're only going to show half a shape, make sure it's elongated. It's an oval shape, because that helps you just to see it. There's so many petals foreshortened. And actually you accent it. Whenever you have a side view, you accent the oval. You make it a lot longer. Let's take a touch of... Now what you do last, that's what people see first, guys. You know that. Get some excitement in your paintings. There's a simple little painting, no name. We call this painting no name. No name flowers. The white goes on to pick out the excitement. This goes on last, because what you do last is what people see first. And don't OD on your highlights, guys. Leave some of them dark. We need some mystery in your painting. Every painting should have some mystery in it. And just don't go highlighting everything. Look at the beautiful, how this color plays against that dark color back there. And I'm going to, maybe the light dances. It'll dance from petal to petal, where we just have a little light here and there. Well, I think we did a pretty good job on no-name flowers. And I hope yours turns out as well. And practice. And don't forget to watch all our shows and keep an eye open for Catherine. She'll be doing some of the shows down the line. Thanks for watching out there. And don't forget to stop and smell the no-name flowers along the way. And I'll see you next time.
Er is een schitterend nieuw boek uit van Gary Jenkins. Boordevol tips en prachtige voorbeelden. U heeft dit nieuwe boek al in huis voor slechts €35. Of bestel voor dezelfde prijs de gloednieuwe 3-uurs DVD met Nederlandse ondertiteling. Gary Jenkins leert u alle geheimen van zijn schildertechnieken. Kijk voor bestelinformatie op omroepmax.nl of teletextpagina 332.